watching Suddenly Ducks. I'm Bermuda.
And I'm Phil, and today we're going to play some Stars Without Number. And over to Harriel to tell us about what the hell is happening this week.
And I'm Ron Drowsy.
Good enough.
Thank you, Aaron, for that lovely introduction.
Sorry, someone just kicked me in the head.
Zing! In the last episode, our lovely crew went to Cardice for Mr. Eastfield's mother's birthday. They did a lot of shenanigans. Mr. Eastfield is now being blackmailed by someone of his past for killing his sister. And then I believe you guys were planning to kill the dude, Lieutenant Colton, or kidnap him.
Something. We're going to kidnap him? It's where you kidnap them.
Kidnap. Yeah.
And kill them?
Yeah, because we needed to know where the evidence is, so we need to, kidnap him and then torture him for information, and then kill him.
Yeah. So kidnapping.
We're great people.
So we kill him while he naps?
Yes.
Okay.
The date is the 6th of October, and you guys are in the ship, I believe, planning this guy's gruesome death.
Yeah.
Torture first.
Yeah, torture.
First we want to extract
Then
information from him.
Yes.
And how is it that you guys want to do this?
Well, we're not going to use a psyker, because the psyker we've currently got isn't very useful for doing that.
Speaking of which, why did we hire the psyker?
Because he has medical capability. Yeah. He's a
medical guy.
Yeah, he has telekinesis and, bio something, which means he's a medic.
Biopsionics.
Thank you.
We also wanted to get him off my planet, because it's not great there.
We wanted to show him a whole new world. A new, fantastic point of view.
Go on.
So it's Raylan and Douglas on a flying magic carpet, and Douglas is wearing, very scantily clad. Yeah.
So, does anyone know that we hired Douglas, or did we do that in secret?
I think it was pretty much he said, yo, I don't want to work here anymore, and Mr. Isfield Sr. was like, that's fine, get out. I got 5 other people lined up waiting to take your job.
And that is what happened, yeah.
Okay, so we did it all in the open.
Yeah.
We didn't, sneak him out or anything.
No, we didn't nap him.
It's a pretty common thing in Shadowrun.
Oh, yeah.
We draw the line at hire napping.
You won't in Shadowrun.
Okay, so how many new ones do we have?
Screw the new one, how many fate points do we have?
Mm-hmm.
You have 0 new
How much
0
edge?
fate points. 0 edge.
No force dice.
If you go down, you go down.
So, Mr. Isfield, how much influence do you have over the facility here that Lieutenant Dan lives within?
Well, they're all here for money. So if we need to get anything done, we just grease a few palms, put a little bit of space coke in a couple of noses, and everything's tickety-boo.
So, do you think we could trade some of our really super pure space cocaine for some of the guards not being on their post one of these nights when Lieutenant Dan is sleeping?
I'm pretty sure that's pretty doable, yes.
Then maybe just as a group we go grab him?
Yes, and then was it we're going to get Mappuccine to do a little bit of the old ultraviolet torture?
I'm not a torturer. I just kill people.
I mean, to be honest, you can torture him if you want. He's a bit of an asshole, so he's got it coming. But I would expect that another more sort of nuanced, maybe more friendly, clever way of extracting information would be more successful. Maybe convincing him that another person in the same holding area as him has also been captured. Maybe he would share where valuable information to show your father is in case that person escaped, something along those lines. I mean, because somebody, you start torturing somebody, they're going to tell you so much useless information that it's going to be hard to get the truth out of just everything that they're saying. But if they think that they have an ally who might be able to escape and help them, they'll willingly share all of the most useful information with that person.
So, to get this myself straight, which is hard to do, I may add, who are we going to make pretend that is on his side? Should we rough up the Hardy Boy and have him in the holding cell with him?
That I was thinking that, but if your father knows that he's joining us openly, it's very likely that Lieutenant Dan knows that he's joining our crew as well.
Yes, but how many of your servants, even
Douglas,
ones in such high positions, know about the lowly goings on of your even lower servants?
And Douglas pipes in and says, Lieutenant Dan doesn't really care about us MES people, Mr. Eastfield.
What do you mean?
You don't think he'd be privy to your employment status with his pops?
Well, to Lieutenant Dan, if I were to die while serving tea to Mrs. Isfield, then he would just shrug, get someone else to do it. It's
Sure,
not
but
like if I'm in trouble,
if-
he'd come running.
No. What we're saying is we make it look like we also kidnapped you, right? So we disguise you so it looks like you're all beat up and you're in the same holding cell on the ship here as Lieutenant Dan, right? And you basically tell him that you figured out a way to use your psychic powers to escape the ship, right? But you're afraid that Papa Isfield will just kill you because Albert, he's his son. He's not going to believe, you over his son, right? And then the hope is that Lieutenant Dan will then share the information that he has with you so that you can use that to get him freed from the ship as well. You'll think you're his ally. You'll think by telling you where the evidence he has hidden, he's saving himself.
Well, he shrugs and says, maybe. I'm not that good of a liar, I must confess. And what happened for Lieutenant Dan to be the target of a kidnapping?
He's trying to blackmail one of our crew, and we can't let that happen. He's basically made up terrible accusations that I will not repeat against one of us. He's manufactured evidence that could be persuasive if looked at in the wrong context. He's trying to use that manufactured evidence to blackmail us. Sorry.
No, it sounded like straight up electricity.
That's my vaporizer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Your juice box?
Well, Douglas shrugs and says, well, I could give it a try, but...
I mean, if it doesn't work, we can start cutting off his appendages with a blowtorch, but I just think this would be a more effective means.
Well, I'm being paid to follow orders. So if that's what you want, that's what I'll do.
Out of character, I think everybody else on the crew has like a penalty to charisma except for Albert.
Probably.
So Bane might actually be our most charismatic person.
I have an 8 in charisma.
I think that's a
That's
penalty.
average. That's not a penalty,
No.
that's flat.
It's average. And Natasha's at average as well.
Mapachine's below average.
What's Douglas? Because he's a very, good-looking man. I'll tell you that straight up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gay or anything, but I'd do it.
But $20 is $20.
His his charisma is 10.
Oh yeah, he's going.
Wow. He's so average.
He's so average.
Like, yeah, he is good looking, but he's not very good with words and with people in general.
We could just beat the shit out of him so he has a hard time talking anyway. That would help him sell it.
I was planning on
Douglas?
making it look as real as possible, yes.
Well, yourself, Albert.
No. Beat the shit out of Douglas.
Yeah, yourself, with your own fists.
I mean one of you guys.
You said I was planning to do it myself. And
No,
by
no,
do
no,
it
I was
myself, I
planning
mean
on
have you
that
do...
myself.
Albert's too wealthy to hit someone, I guess.
I don't want to hurt my knuckles. Not when there's
Oh,
people
shit.
around to do it for me.
So that's the plan then. Rough up Douglas and kidnap the
Yeah, I guess step
Lieutenant.
one is getting our hands on the lieutenant. Well, I guess bribing those guards to not be at their post is step one.
Be like, here's some space cocaine. Go have fun tonight.
Exactly.
Okay, so who's going to the guard outpost to deal with them?
I will.
Albert and anyone else?
Mapachine opts out.
Yeah, I'm not very charismatic, so...
You don't need to say anything, you just need to have a gun, just in case. Protect my bum, after all.
They won't allow him in with a gun.
Yeah, is...
Oh, yes,
So,
I don't mean a gun. I mean...
Albert is the only
your
one
winning
allowed to go
personality.
in with weapons and armor.
Oh. Really?
so there's really no point in anyone else going then.
Screw it, I'll go on my own.
Nice knowing you.
Okay, so you get out of the ship and head off to the guard barracks, as it were. And yeah, you find two dudes just standing at attention there. They look you over, and one of them says, "Mr. Eastfield, how can we help?"
Well, I want to have a party with the guards.
Your mother's birthday was
No,
Yesterday,
special
you said.
secret party.
yes, and
I would like
okay.
for you guys to have some of this space coke and take some money and leave your posts for a few hours. And never mention it. Just a small party, just for appreciation. What do you say,
Well,
chaps?
Well, it depends on where this party is going to happen. Might not be us.
In I don't care,
To
here's a big pile of cash topia. Somewhere else.
Well, they look at each other and say, well, depending on where the party is going to be, we'll need to invite some people. More people means more money. You know, how about we say 100 credits per people in the party, sir?
Yes, depending on how many people you're thinking to bring, that seems like an acceptable offer.
He says, well, there's me, there's John here,
Little
Mark
Jimmy
here,
boy, Brian from down the road,
And the
Slotty
Jolly
Joe.
Boys.
and he starts listing off names, and he comes up with about 10 names.
Okay.
Of the list.
1,000 will do it then. And some
And
of
he'll
this
say,
fine
well,
space
that
coke.
would be a nicely sized party, I believe.
So, I think that sounds perfect. So you have that party. It never gets mentioned that you went for this party, and you take. How much space coke do we have? I look in my space coke document that I have in my hand. Because we re-purified it, didn't we? 'Cause no one
Did we
wanted it.
re-purify it? I don't remember doing that, but okay. We sold 6 kilos. We sold 6 kilos.
Don't we have 4 left?
Think so.
And here, have half a kilo of high-quality space cocaine.
Wow.
So you want to pay them with the drug?
No, both. Just so they're extra pleased. And I mean, like, if they do, like, get noticed that they're gone or anything like that, having them massively drugged up will probably help our story.
Sorry, what?
So here, have half a kilo of high-quality space cocaine and 1,000 space dollar, and enjoy your party.
Well, the guy takes your drug and says, well, there's still the question of money, sir. You know, drugs can do quite the party, but there's still a few supplies left. If you
Hookers.
catch my drift. Company, if you.
So you didn't mention
So,
anything. You
how
didn't
about
mention anything
instead
to
of
do with the space
100?
coke. I was kind of giving you that kind of as a perk, and now you're asking for more. Is this what you're trying to say?
No. I'd say you give the group a kilo, and instead of being 100 credits per person, it would be 20.
I can't remember the exchange rate for drugs that we have at the moment. I quickly get out my space calculator.
Also known as a calculator.
It works in space though.
It's solar powered.
Yeah. how much is a key worth? Because a key of really pure stuff was worth quite a bit, right? And at the moment, they only wanted like 1,000. A key is worth more than $1,000, right? Like a lot.
Let me. I'll look how much we paid for the what. How much did we buy at the time? Was it? Because how much did your mother take? Your mother took 2 kilos. I say your mother, Phil. Phil, how much cocaine did your mother take? She took 12. No, not 12. 2 kilos, right?
So maybe we bought 5 kilos or something.
Yeah. Maybe it was 5 kilos, and we each paid 5,000. So that's 6 people. It was like 30,000.
I think that's a bad deal.
How much money are they asking for?
Well, originally they said $1,000, and now they're saying like
as 1 kilo.
Sorry, say again.
They now want 20 per head plus 1 whole kilo.
Yeah, what did we pay for a kilo
of the drug?
It depends how many kilos did we buy, because we paid 30,000 altogether, but I don't remember how many kilos we bought.
I thought it was 10.
Maybe it's 10. 10 seems like it probably was 10.
Yeah.
Well, so that's 3K instead of the initial offer that they were asking for, which was $1,000, and I just threw in something extra.
I don't think we bought 10 kilos, because we took what was left after Mrs. Eastfield. After Mrs. Eastfield took 2 kilos, we took the rest and diluted it to 10 kilos. So we had like 10 kilos of diluted drugs.
And then we got it back because we couldn't sell it anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, well... then I'm like...
Did we initially just get like 4 kilos of pure...
That means it's even shitter of a deal, and they're trying to screw me arse-wise. So I'm just going to be like, that seems way out of the price range that we're talking about. Earlier you were saying 1,000, and that seemed to be the end of it. Now you're asking for much more. After I was throwing in the coke as an additional thank you.
He said, "Well, sir, you don't want to be disturbed, so it comes at a heavy price."
Okay,
what
paid about
very well by your father? So
what about the 3/4 of a key and the same price that you just mentioned, 20 a head, and we'll be utterly done with it. There we go. Shake my hand. I put out my hand and roll, perceive, or whatever the hell it is if I need to.
Persuasion.
Yeah. Wicked.
So how good of a blowjob do you give this guy?
That's apparently the lengths I need to go to be able to use my persuade skill sometimes. So 2, and I get a 1 from that. So what is it? I'm rolling 3.
Yes. So you're offering how much drug?
3/4 of a kilo, which is still ass loads.
He says, "Well, it won't be as big of a party, but sure, Mr. Eastfield."
3/4 per kilo for 10 people isn't as big as a party.
Wouldn't they like die from that?
People do like grams.
They had other plans for that.
Okay.
750 grams.
They had other plans for the kilo.
Okay.
Anyway,
I see. Okay, well, are you happy with this number then?
well, not as happy as before, but yes, Mr. Eastfield.
Okay.
And when will this gathering of yours will be?
I think we're planning on doing this as soon as possible, so either tonight or tomorrow if we need to get other things ready. What does everyone else say?
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Do we need anything else to get into place first or not? Should we literally say now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just need them to be gone so we can kidnap Lieutenant Dan.
Colton.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan Colton.
It's fine.
Yes, now.
Now, how about tonight, Mr. Eastfield?
Yes,
Because
I mean,
now would be a
tonight.
bit too abrupt for your parents to suddenly see no guards around. Or
Yes.
a lot
The time.
less.
I mean, yes. You, the guards, nighttime, all those things. Yes.
Very well then, Mr. Eastfield. Enjoy your party.
You enjoy your party.
And deduct your credits.
Yes, I'll deduct this from me, which is, was it 10 times 20, so 200.
Mm-hmm. So, if anyone wants to do anything else before the kidnapping can begin, we can go to the kidnapping.
Must be like cleaning my weapons.
I'm polishing my sword.
Oh.
Should you put a sock on your door handle?
A space sock.
So, who's going?
Mapachin.
Leech will go.
Should I not even bother going? I'm probably just going to get in the way. If all you
think-
do
Yeah.
is collecting people.
Better for
Yeah.
you not to be seen involved in this. If we do get caught for some reason, the explanation is that Leech, has a personal issue with Lieutenant Dan.
Yes.
Something about pooping on the landing pad.
We got into it and Leech just couldn't let it go.
He's a loose cannon.
We could even say that you wanted satisfaction and there's dueling on your world, so maybe you could end things that way if things go badly.
Yeah. Our world is, in like western parts of Asia, there's that tradition where the way you get a wife is by kidnapping her in a sack. And our dueling tradition sort of like melded with that tradition, so the way that you duel is by kidnapping people in a sack.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant you duel with pork swords.
I'm going to make you my wife if I win. Yeah, whoever
You have
loses
that
becomes
option.
the female.
Yeah, you have that option. Yeah.
Some animals do that. Was it like sea slugs or something? They sword fight, and whoever gets stabbed is the female.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Sea life with Bermuda.
Come to Nereides, I'll show you sea life.
Okay, so you guys get out of the ship, and usually there would be a circle of soldiers surrounding the ship. Now you don't see a single soul. and you can easily get to the manor.
Okay.
So, where are you guys planning to go?
What time of night is it?
As late as you want, really. How late do you want to go?
When we would expect Lieutenant Dan Colton to be asleep.
Yeah, does his schedule like have him doing some weird patrol at night or anything?
Well, you don't really know because you haven't seen him a whole lot, and the ones that have seen him, beside Isfield Senior, like all the time.
Okay, so he'd match Isfield's schedule, so Albert should be familiar with the schedule his dad keeps, right?
Yes. He goes to sleep at 8 o'clock every night.
When does he get up?
Well, if anything Mum has to say is true, hardly ever. Oh, you're talking about waking up. Right. Wakes up at around 9 in the morning.
Okay, so at like 3:30 a.m. they should both be asleep.
Yes.
Okay, so where do you intend on looking for Lieutenant Dan? Inside the manor? Inside the guard bunkers? Not the servant quarters?
Were we not able to do some legwork beforehand and figure out where he lives? I presumed Albert can freely walk through the place, so he would have just walked through the compound until he found Lieutenant Dan's room.
Well, I mean, I've lived in this place all my life. So, I tell you exactly where it is.
Yes. Lieutenant Dan, he would be sleeping inside the manor, in a room like 10 meters away from the seniors' room, master bedroom. Like, if they have an emergency, he can get there in seconds. With a squad of people. They have in-house HTR. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so change of plans. We kill him silently. Everybody takes a weapon that doesn't make noise. We sneak our way into his room, and all of us stab him in the face at the same time and then leave.
Stab him in the face at the same time
Kind
and
of
leave.
ring rape thing.
Wow.
He slips the finger into the ring and goes invisible.
Yeah.
Kidnapping him is going to be too noisy, but if we all just attempt to cut his head off at the same time...
Have we got some form of slab drugs?
You have monoblades, right, Leech?
Yep.
Yeah, you can kill him rather easily, just by yourself. I'm not going to go, roll damage. No, if you manage to sneak up to him and stab him, yeah, he'll be dead. Because you get to choose where to stab him.
Okay, so whoever is sneakiest will just take a monoblade and
I
put
say
it
you
to his head.
I have a
take the
2
part
in
of his
stealth.
brain. Take the part of his brain where he remembers things, and we'll get Natasha to do some magical wizardry to get the information. Then
That's a good idea. We could take his entire head.
Yeah,
No one
that
will miss it.
actually, yeah, we'll take his head, freeze it, put it in a safe, keep it for safekeeping, and eventually when we have the technology to extract his memories.
We'll come back to Cardice and get rid of the fucking evidence. What could go wrong?
I think if Phil isn't going to come, or if Albert isn't going to come, maybe he should loan his FEP to someone so we can have a little bit more
yes,
muscle with
whoever
us.
requires it. Yes.
Oh, I've got one of my own.
Mapatine
think-
has hers. You have yours, Leech. Natasha doesn't plan on going, and Douglas isn't built for
First
that
day on
kind
the
of
job.
violence.
All right.
We also
So,
don't even bother
Raylan.
asking Chris because he's just getting drunk.
Oh, he's very hardy. I've seen him take a lot of shots and not go down. I think with an FEP, he'd be outstanding in combat.
Both alcoholic shots and real shots.
Yeah, man. Alcohol is a performance-enhancing drug at shooting competitions because it relaxes you. Not even joking.
So I'm gonna roll a +10 on my shooting test from now on, okay? Because I'm always drunk,
Sure.
right?
As long as
why-
you're drunk out of
it's
purple
why-
death.
It's why in Fallout you get slightly more agility perk when you drink as well. You get more chance to shoot people. More AP.
Especially with pistols. It's the number one thing that fucks up your accuracy with pistols is flinching right as you squeeze the trigger. And if you're a little bit drunk, you have almost no flinch because your brain doesn't care about the recoil. It's like, meh, whatever.
This
You
is
might
true.
even giggle as your hand flies back from the recoil.
It's also why the drunk people in a car crash don't suffer as many injuries as the sober people. They don't brace themselves.
Nice and relaxed.
Yep. And it's also good if you're riding a horse to be a little bit drunk, because if you fall off, you're not going to break as many bones.
Also, bowling and pool. Convinced.
There's nothing that being drunk can't solve.
You heard it here first, kids. Get drunk.
Just a little bit. Like slightly less than 2 large beers.
So whoever's going in, please roll sneak or stealth or this game's version of being sneaky and silent.
So
I'm
it's
not
like
going into his room.
Mappuccino.
But I'll go like, I think me and Raylan will go like, 10 meters away from his room, like in the hallway. So if you still want to stroll sneak, definitely can. But we won't be like in his room with him,
Mm-hmm.
What is my sneak skill?
Can, before we
What's
leave the
stealth?
ship, or if we've already left the ship, just text Natasha and say, like, is there anything you can do about cameras in the compound?
She says, not from here. I would need to access the security room. Physically access the security room.
Do you want to come along?
Well, I could. I'm not very proficient at being silent.
I mean, it's nighttime. Can we just wear like masks and shit?
Yeah, sure.
And, like, the guards are gone. They're having a party, so maybe you don't have to be super silent, just silent enough. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Well, if you insist, Natasha will go with you.
Well, we obviously don't want like video footage of us going from our ship to his room. So if there's like cameras everywhere on this place, then she's gonna have to come. If there's just like a couple of cameras in a few places, like in the manor and shit, then we'll just wear masks.
Isfield, you know that cameras, you only find them really inside the manor, not really outside. And inside is only you only find them more you only find them more frequently the closer you get to your parents' bedroom.
Which is where we're going, so it's like a hot spot for cameras.
So we'll wear
Cameras
some
and
masks and shit,
sensors.
basically.
Yeah, will that be
But
enough?
if you still insist on Natasha going, she can go along, yes.
Well, I mean, it would be simpler just to wear masks if that would be sufficient to disguise ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'll take like some clothing and basically like paint it black, and wear ski masks so we're just totally in black. Gloves and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So Natasha not going along, right?
Yeah, just Never mind, Natasha.
Be ready with the ship's weapons in case we need covering fire as we make our approach.
Okay.
That fractal impact thing has got to do
A
some damage.
giant cannon. She gives the honor of handling the cannon to Mr. Eastfield because she says, "It's your home, Captain."
He's currently AFK at the moment, but...
Well, anyway, anyone who's sneaking in, please roll sneak or stealth.
Remind
whatever
me
it's called.
how I do it again. It's like dexterity bonus plus, like, skill, whatever bonus, yeah?
Oh, I forgot about Dex bonus, so that's a 7.
Okay, a 7. A 10.
And Bermuda's like way up ahead from us, right?
I'm going in first.
Yeah.
She's like 10 meters ahead and we're trailing behind, so she can like warn us if there's anything incoming or whatever.
I'm Pink Panthering it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys managed to sneak up rather easily to Lieutenant Scolton little hovel. The door's closed, and you have like a card reader outside of it, like many of the other secure doors in the manor that you've seen Mapachin.
Okay.
Is there a
You
lockpick
can-
skill in this?
I have a 0 in security or computers, so I could probably use either one.
Yeah, security
can use
sounds
either
like it,
one.
right?
Yeah, security would be lockpicking and that sort of stuff.
What, like, stat is that based on?
Dex, right?
Security for this one, I would say dexterity.
Great.
If you were to use computers, it would be intelligence.
Okay. Then I'll use security, and if that doesn't work, I'll try computers, but this should work.
You have a little beep beep and a red light flashing, and you have a little red cross across the holographic display, and two other empty spaces where across the room
Is that good?
you can try again.
Is that not good?
Nah, I failed.
Oh.
But apparently I have numerous tries.
Whisper.
Two more.
I've got numerous tries, and I've only used one.
Sorry, I'm making popcorn. Do you want some?
Oh yeah.
Okay. This time the holographic screen turns green, and the door so quietly slides open. Inside, you see several beds, about 10 of them, 5 on each side of the wall, and in each of them you see, someone laying down. At the far end of the room, you have this large collection of screens with cameras, where you can see the point of view of cameras, and you have a guy like sitting down, turned to it, like bobbing his head to his own music while he's watching the cameras. And once in a while you you hear a snore coming from him. So he looks like he's working, but he's actually sleeping.
And he's got earphones in to listen to music.
Yes.
And there's like 10 people sleeping in beds.
Plus there's one guy sitting down.
Right. There's a guy sitting down and 10 people sleeping in beds.
Mm-hmm. And you can easily find Lieutenant Colton. He's the first bed to your right.
Mm-hmm.
You have his bed, and right next to it, like a locker with his name on it.
Mm-hmm. I just send a text to Leech and Raylan saying, there's one dude asleep at the, monitors, wearing headphones, listening to music. Lieutenant Colton and 9 other people are asleep in the beds. Just letting them know what's ahead. Pausing to wait for any reply they might send.
You get back to text that says, "Can we do this quietly? Can you do this quietly and get out?"
I'll do my best.
Okay, we're ready, is what you get back.
Go. What are you guys gonna do, even?
If it gets loud, I'm going to throw a grenade and lay down covering fire.
Okay. So I've got the monoblade, yeah?
How does Mapachin kill someone?
The neck.
Kindness.
Yeah. No, well, I'm not an assassin myself, but I would assume just a slice in the neck. Cut the artery.
You forced monoblade
Cut the artery.
into their spine.
So I saw an interview with this old SAS dude who described how they would take out Nazis and shit when they were infiltrating. And he said they would stab the blade in basically the back of their neck and then pull it forward. Yeah, pull it forward out the throat. So instead of slitting from the front back, they would slit the throat from the back front.
Okay.
Ouch.
Apparently it makes it impossible for you to scream because it just completely cuts your throat out before you have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So does Mapachin do the old SAS technique?
Yeah,
because that actually sounds awesome.
That sounds also like it would cut the spinal cord, so you're paralyzed. You can't move anything. The connection from your brain to the rest of your body might prevent you from flailing around. So I like that. Like I said, in real life I'm not an assassin. I've never killed anyone, so I don't know what's best. But
it's a nice cover.
Right.
Almost believe you.
That's what a murderer would say.
I nearly bought that.
So yeah, clean stab through the back of the neck, and she'll stand there silently and calculate and size up the area, and measure 3 times and cut once, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. So quietly and very slowly, Mapachin lines up the blade. I would say you cover his mouth just in case. And you stab forward. There's this very quiet, wet noise. And the room is deadly quiet. And he doesn't even flinch. Nothing. He's gone.
Nice. And the wet noise, we could just say it was someone in the room
Breathing.
shit themselves in their sleep.
What did you say, sorry?
I said we just explained to anyone who might have heard the wet noise that it was just someone shitting themselves in their sleep. We don't actually explain that to anyone.
You don't see anyone else in the room, like moving or anything.
No.
You hear a bunch of snoring once in a while, and his blood is starting to pool and soak into his bed.
Well,
And yeah, he's gone. And what is it that you do now? With
Leave
this
the-
dead
leave-
body.
just leave it in the bed, or I'm not gonna try and lift that thing. But yeah, I would leave the room and meet Leech and Raylan again. And kind of do that thing where I like wipe my hands, like job's done. So they know without me having to say anything.